Manchester United take on West Ham in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon at Old Trafford, live in front of the cameras in the afternoon. Now, Manchester United are looking for their second win at Old Trafford this week, having ran out 3-0 winners against Sheriff Tiraspol on Thursday night in the Europa League. And West Ham also come into the game on back of the victory in the continental competition, third tier Europa Conference League, after defeating Silkeborg 1-0 in the Europa Conference League. Now, let's talk a little bit about Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo was restored to the squad against Tiraspol after being omitted by Eric Ten Hag, for the trip to Chelsea, as he rewarded his manager with the third goal, putting it beyond all doubt that Manchester United would qualify for the Europa League knockout stages. And after some shaky performances earlier in the season, namely the 4-0 loss to Brentford, the 6-3 defeat against bitter rivals Man City, Manchester United now look to be putting a bit of a run together, beating Spurs 2-0 out in the last Premier League game at Old Trafford, while Fred and Fernandes bagged the second half goals to get the victory over the line. Then came a very difficult trip to Stamford Bridge, where Manchester United looked to be heading towards a 1-0 loss, but alas, gasp, equaliser from Casemiro ensured that Ten Hag's men took a point home from a tricky away fixture. Now sixth in the Premier League table, Manchester United will go into this weekend's round of fixtures just 1 point off the top four, having also played one game less than Spurs and Newcastle, who occupied third and fourth respectively. Now, Manchester United are undefeated in front of their home fans since their opening day 2-1 defeat against Brighton, and with an impressive victories against Liverpool, Arsenal and Spurs all coming on home soil, they probably might feel confident going into this game, considering West Ham have not won at Old Trafford in the Premier League since 2007. But we can put that to bed if we really want to. Now, we did make ourselves an extremely slow start to the domestic action this season. We lost our opening three games, a run that left us bottom of the Premier League table after a 2-0 home defeat to Brighton again. And since then, there have been signs of recovery at West Ham. We're now up to 10th in the Premier League standings, notching four wins, and the most recent of which coming in controversial fashion against Bournemouth, you could say, with the first goal of the 2-0 victory being checked by VAR thanks to Tilo Kira's volleyball pass to allow Zuma to score from close range. Anyway, the job's been done, and we'll move on from that. And prior to that, we were unlucky to fall to defeat to Liverpool in our last away fixture when Jared Bowen had his penalty saved by Alisson from Liverpool, meaning that the Reds held on for the lead and got the 3 points. But it's in Europe that we've really been shining this season. We've won all 5 of our group games in the Conference League group, and on top of that, we also won our 2 playoff games, and a run that continued on Thursday night when Manu Lanzini scored a first half penalty to send us through to the last 16 of the competition. Now, even though our previous Premier League visits to Old Trafford have largely been unsuccessful, West Ham were victorious there in the League Cup last season when Lanzini got the on the score sheet, recording a solitary goal in a 1-0 victory. So we will know we can be capable of doing something in the game on Sunday afternoon. And also the Premier League game last season at Old Trafford, we're very lucky to get beat from a last-minute goal that we conceded as well. Now, let's get on to a little bit of team news, and we'll start with Manchester United. So despite Ronaldo getting on the score sheet on Thursday night, it's more than likely that maybe Marcus Rashford will start for Manchester United up top. And he seems to be Ten Hag's preferred choice in the Premier League. Raphael Varane had to be withdrawn early after suffering a hamstring injury in the game against Chelsea, and he will not be back until after the World Cup. But Harry Maguire returned against Tiraspol, and he could be in to make his first Premier League appearance since September. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Anthony Martial are both nearing returns to full fitness, and they could be a part of the squad on Sunday, although they probably are both unlikely to start. Now, for West Ham, David Moyes did speak out in the press conference. Lucas Paqueta will miss this game on Sunday after picking up that shoulder injury against Southampton. So it looks like potentially Flynn Downs may come into the team. Now, he was rested from the starting 11 against Silkeborg at home, and maybe that was a big nod to Flynn Downs and the trio of central midfielders, potentially about maybe starting at Old Trafford, but who will knows. Now, Craig Dawson is nearing a recovery from a dead leg, and he potentially could be named in the squad, but it might remain that Thilo Kehrer may keep his place alongside Kurt Zouma after the pair kept a clean sheet against Bournemouth. There's a big but here, and that is that the man we're talking about, the man of the moment, the man in the thumbnail, the man you can see from the title, Nayef Aguerd, getting 75 minutes of action against Silkeborg, and it was a fantastic sight for West Ham fans to see and David Moyes to see. His first competitive appearance for West Ham after suffering that ankle injury against Rangers in pre-season back in July. But Moyes did indicate that he will not play in the Premier League before the World Cup. But do you actually really believe him? Because, yes, okay, depending on the opposition that you're playing against, Nayef Aguerd looked extremely comfortable, extremely competent, extremely pacey. He dominated the back defence. He was constantly telling people where to go. You go here, you push forward, you come there. And he drives the team forward from the back. He's an extremely clever footballer. I love him. I used to play centre-back, and he's a game reader. He reads the game really well, and he knows the perfect stance to really be in. He knows if there's a counter-attack coming on, he may sit a little bit further back. He likes to read the game from a deep position, but he can push the team forward. So he's constantly guiding players like, again, the other night, like Ogbonna forward and Ben Johnson forward. And everything I loved about Nayef Aguerd as well was that every pass he played was in front of the player. The majority of passes he played was in front of the player, forcing the player to move forward, never behind him or straight to him. It was always in the path. So it was a progressive pass. He was always thinking forward. And on top of that, he was spraying passes 80 yards, pinpoint perfect to the players, or attempting it. And I think he had some crazy stat about 75% successful long balls that he made as well from the back line. So we are in for a treat with this player. Now, I don't know what the thinking is behind saying that he won't feature in the Premier League before the World Cup. Apparently, Nayef Aguerd is saying to David Moyes week in and week out, because this is what David Moyes alluded to in the press conference, that he was put under pressure from Aguerd to give him some game time. And I don't think they had planned to give him 75 minutes, but it was a great run out. Now, whether or not he'll feature against Manchester United, I don't know, but I'm not putting to bed Aguerd playing in the Premier League before the World Cup, because he is going to the World Cup with Morocco as long as he stays fit. And I would not be surprised if you do see him play in a Premier League game or feature of some sort. And what a welcome return to the West Ham squad that is. I am absolutely buzzing to have him back, but the job is to get the job done. Get the job done at Old Trafford. Go with the mindset. Take the game to them. Start with the intensity that we had against Liverpool and maintain that intensity. And don't drop our heads if we do concede early or late on. Just keep going at them. And if we can go with the same intensity that we did, it's all about conversion. We created chances we could not convert. And that is what our season's been all about. Silkeborg, loads of chances, massively didn't convert. Liverpool, a lot of chances, didn't convert. Bournemouth, loads of chances, converted a couple, but there were, bit rubbishy goals. We can convert. We just need that clicking point to happen. So I'm confident. I'm going to remain confident. And do you know what? I'm going to put my neck on the line here. You know me. You've watched the channel for such a long time. I'm going to remain reasonably positive, and I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 West Ham victory. If you are watching, put your predictions in the channel just now in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. If you are new around here, please also hit that cheeky subscribe button. We're on the march towards 20,000 subscribers. If you are interested in becoming a channel member, hit the join option, hit the thumbs up as well. Please leave us your honest feedback, because we do appreciate it, and we try our best to bring you things that you do like as well. But put your predictions in the chat just now. There's your little mini preview ahead of the game tomorrow. So make sure you do check out the channel. Make sure you check out the stat attack from earlier this morning. Great information from Matt, of course, as well, giving you everything you need to know before the game itself. You'll have loads of more stuff coming later on today and, of course, tomorrow for the Matchday Live. Stay safe, everyone. And, of course, come on, you Irons.